idea. Make a baby in New Zealand. A miscarriage. My husband and I were camped at Lake Tennyson in the South Island, through Hamner Springs, over Jack's Pass, onto St James Station and up to the magnificent Alpine Lake, surrounded with soaring hills, stoic, with a monumental strength that had seen thousands of seasons pass. We spent the day relaxing, soaking in the scenery, listening to Dire Straits and observing the many day trippers, recording their comings and goings in my journal. Met an old guy, a deer colour from years gone by, sharing memories with his family, 4 generations present. Used to have to be careful when you got up in the morning. Had to wait for daylight to saddle your horse or you'd put it on a deer by mistake. Or the chap driving the 1938 Ford that he'd kept since he was a teenager. He'd owned it for over 50 years, still had the same upholstery and paint job. And then there were the 2 lesbians riding unicycles. 44 kilometres on a rough gravel road. They dismounted at the lake edge, stripped off their packs and clothes and flung themselves into the frigid waters and emerged locked in a passionate embrace. I tell you, there were some sights to be seen that day. We befriended a delightful young American couple and were impressed with their love of fishing and nature. As evening settled in, we shared a meal and a drink. That's when I made my faux pas. You know, the moment from before where I wanted the earth to open up and swallow me. Make a baby in New Zealand? What did you say that for? How was I to know? I was just trying to be kind. Honestly, think before you speak. A restless night spent tossing and turning, I broached the subject in the light of day. I am so sorry, that was insensitive of me. I know nothing can be done, but I was wondering if you wanted that we could spend some time together and say goodbye to your baby. You see, I'm a funeral celebrant. I think it may be helpful. Agreement reached and a time set for later that day after before we were to all pack up and go our separate ways. I wandered across the tussock plain, gathered wildflowers, tied them together with twine in readiness for the afternoon ceremony. You see, many years before, someone had given me a single rose, just before I was to walk up a hill on a sun-drenched island for a long-awaited memorial for my stillborn son. And I knew the value of the symbol. A rose that, when placed on the summit and I had to leave, broke me. I walked back down the hill with empty hands. There had been no ceremony, no dignity for him or for me, no explanation given to an 18-year-old shotgun bride, no understanding of his in utero death, no pain relief offered. An intrusive and horrible induction. No breath taken, no cry uttered, no opportunity to hold him. He was bustled away from the dimly lit room in a bedpan. Go home, you're young, get on with your life. No relief for aching, swollen breasts dripping full of milk. No baby in the gaily decorated bassinet. I was left to creep through the brown fog of depression that matched my well-worn dressing gown. 10 years and 3 healthy children later, there was still an ache in my heart. Where is he? His body? What did they do with him? Where did he go? Remains unknown. We gathered where the lake flowed into the river. Me, my husband, and the young couple. Holding the wildflowers, she wept. We acknowledged this child. Its conception marked a new beginning, a new era. Dreams of a future filled with life and adventure, hopes of creating a family. I felt the weight of those dashed dreams, the firstborn but not born, the sadness, the loss and emptiness. And I spoke of their child with love, and we marked the place that it held in their family. The young woman waded into the river. She stood still as the water washed over her feet. Reluctantly, lovingly, she placed the flowers upon the water and said, "Goodbye." The flowers drifted away. Carried by the water flow, they gently bobbed from side to side. We watched in silence. Something tangible had gone, leaving in its place the intangible grief that swept over us. My husband's arms enveloped the grieving couple, strong and protective, like the mountains around us. Arms that worked unceasingly, that held me in loving embrace, supported me in my difficult times. Arms that had raised our children up and hands that had tenderly held our newborn babies to his chest. He prayed, "Lord, please heal these heavy hearts. May this empty womb be filled with life. Comfort them and give them hope. Amen." 2 years on, an email arrived just before Christmas. We miss New Zealand and all the thoughtful, lovely people we met during our journey there. It's been quite some time since meeting you at Lake Tennyson. We finished our adventures in New Zealand and returned to the US to spend the holidays with our family. Soon after, we received a New Year's blessing. We were pregnant. Oakley Patrick was born on October the 4th, 2016. He is a super healthy and happy baby boy. We wanted to thank you for taking the time and putting forth the love during those beautiful summer days to help us recover from our miscarriage and give us hope for our next baby. The memorial was a heartfelt gesture and helped us to heal. Please know the impact of your kindness. We held on to the adorable booties you knitted for us and manifested our healthy pregnancy and baby. We couldn't wait to put those little booties on him and share our blessing with you. As it is with life, we cast on, adding row upon row upon row. Stitches are dropped, Mistakes are made. We have to stop, unpick a few rows and start over again. At times we can feel like it's all unravelling. But we can make good. With care and attention, we can create something practical and beautiful. New colours are added, contributing to a vibrant garment. As with our lives, they are enriched by new people and situations. Two women met and cleaved over a shared experience. We each had walked a path, separately, but together. A path that many women have walked. We both had hearts that were torn, rent. And we were shaped by what happened, by our loss. But from this, we grew. We gained understanding and empathy developed. We found peace. And yes, we healed.
That's the way you do it.